dialogues focused in detail on cosmology.
George Greenstein was a colleague of mine at Amherst College.
When thinking about the origin of the universe, we have a lot of facts that we know, but they lead us to a gigantic question. We do not know how to deal with all matter occupying exactly the same space. And we also do not know how to deal with all matter having infinite energy. Was the Big Bang creation, or was it simply a stage in the evolution of the universe? Did the universe exist prior to the Big Bang and pass through this state and then come into the current state, or was the universe created at that instant?
So what do you mean by creation?
I mean, prior to the Big Bang, there was nothing, and after the Big Bang, there was a lot.
So would you say something that is caused event is a creation? If you say that the universe comes from a cause, would that be considered a creation?
I want to ask you that question. A third possibility. The universe existed, contracted to a bounce, expanded, stopped, contracted to another bounce, and this way endlessly. An endless series of cycles.
Yes. So,
beginningless.
No. So to relate this story that you told of the different options, that speculations that physicists have come up with, the Buddhist position seems to be much closer to the third option, where there is this constant expansion and shrinking and then coming into being again, this repeated dissolution and the origination of the universe. One thing that we need to bear in mind is that this idea in a repeated kind of dissolution and origination of the universe does not necessarily suggest that the same kind of universe will come into existence over and over again.
Same elements all that.
And also kind of very elements as well.
Oh.
So you can envision a new universe with a whole set of new properties and elements that may not be the same as the one that existed before. And here, of course, from the Buddhist point of view, karma has a role to play.
One thing I would like to mention, however, is that the idea of our planet being the center of the universe, this anthropocentric, was never in the picture. From the sutras, they speak from the beginning of billion-fold universe. Ours being a small unit, 1,000 of those being a secondary unit, 1,000 of those secondary units being a tertiary unit. That means a billion-fold universe. They speak of universe being like curtains of lights, like horses spouting fires, wheels of lights, all these beautiful images that you seem to be already looking in the Hubble telescope. But still, the idea that there was almost infinite possibilities, universes, and for beginninglessness also as another thing. There must have been life, there must have been consciousness in all those billion universes. So in a way, our Big Bang is a very, very small part of history from that perspective.
His Holiness says that he has 100% support for Matthew when he contrasts the problems, the concept, the imagination problem versus the logical problem with respect to beginning and beginninglessness. So the idea that we can imagine, it's easier for imagination when we say there is a beginning, but logically we have more problem. But it's harder to imagine when you say it's beginningless, but logically that seems to be more in tune with the reason.